So I've been into photography for many years now, and I started off doing just regular photography like landscape and architecture and stuff like that, woodlands and nature. And then I came across macro photography around 2019, I think it was. And I think why I stuck with macro photography and why I still do it to this day is because of how easy it is. Now, when I say how easy it is, I mean how you can just walk out into your back garden or go down the road and you can find all sorts of subjects. Now, obviously macro photography is very difficult. It took me a long time to get where I am today. But when it comes to going outside and finding subjects to photograph, this genre is a lot more relaxing than other genres of photography. So for example, if I wanted to take a nice mountainous landscape, I'd have to go to somewhere with mountains, and I live in the West Midlands around Birmingham. So I'd have to go to, I'd have to drive somewhere pretty far, at least like 40 minutes, I'd say. That's what I like about macro photography. It's quite a lazy genre in terms of finding subjects, but it's a lot of effort to actually photograph them. And while having loads of trees and bushes and wildflowers is good at attracting insects and bugs, you can still find a lot of subjects in your park or in your garden. My garden, for example, is really small, and I actually started off doing macro just in my garden, and I shot some images that actually won awards in my back garden. I think the one image that I won an award with was a hoverfly that was in my garden just on a pink flower. And I shot a lot of other bugs during lockdown as well in my garden, because obviously we were locked down. So I ended up doing a lot of macro photography in my garden, and I realized that there's actually a lot of subjects you can find locally and just in your garden. Now, my garden's really small, and it's also got a load of planted flowers and stuff, so it's not the best for bugs, because bugs usually like wild and diverse landscapes. But obviously there are plants and bushes and stuff in my garden, so you're going to find something. I've also got an access road at the back of my garden, which is a bit more wild. So you've got like thorn bushes and stingers and just long grass. So you get a lot of diverse subjects out there. Usually get a lot of spiders, some beetles, ladybirds, weird flies and stuff, crab spiders. And I've seen quite a few crab spiders out the back. So the reason I'm making this video is because I actually started driving out to places and just forgot about my garden and the road out the back. I just neglected it and stopped going out there to take photos. I thought, I need to drive to get good photos now. And then I reflected on it a bit and thought about lockdown and realised how many good photos I got then. And I thought, now I don't really need to travel that far to get good photos. Obviously, there's some subjects where I'm not really going to find them in my garden. So over the past few days, I've been in the garden and out the back on the access road, taking some photos and seeing what I can find. So on my bucket list of photos, I've been trying to get a nice stacked portrait of a nursery web spider. Because every time I see a nursery web spider, they always just run away. As soon as I get anywhere close, they'll run away. I found this one nursery web spider out the back, and for some reason it just wasn't moving. I think it was either resting or sleeping, and this gave me the perfect opportunity to get a nice stack. So I started off by getting a side angle because I didn't want to disturb the subjects before I'd even got one shot. And I think this shot is not too bad. I think it's a little busy because I stacked like the whole image, but I think it's still quite a nice shot, and I'm really happy with it because I don't really get the opportunity to photograph these that often because they run away so much. And then once I got that shot, I thought, okay, I'll risk it a bit more and try and get the portrait shot. And I couldn't get really low down because of where the subject was positioned, but I still managed to get a portrait shot. It wasn't the exact composition I was looking for. I wanted to get a low down angle, sort of eye level with the subject. But nevertheless, I'm really happy with how the stack came out. And there was also some other spiders. I think they're just normal garden spiders, I think they're called. I'm not too sure. But yeah, this is another subject which runs away like every time I get near it. And this one was, I think, sleeping or resting again. It just wasn't moving. And I managed to get a nice portrait of that. And again, because of where the subject was, I couldn't get that low angle composition which I was aiming for. Nevertheless, I'm still really happy with how the stack came out. And settings wise, because I haven't talked about settings yet, I shot all these on ISO 200 f7.1, 1/50 shutter speed, because that's the sync speed with bracketing mode with my flash. And then my flash was on, I think, around 1/32, or maybe 1/16 for some subjects. And I was using the Raynox to get a bit more closer to my subjects. Yeah, when I'm shooting at that magnification and trying to get a stack, those settings seem to work, so I don't really change my settings unless I'm going for a different type of shot. And for example, a different type of shot is this little moth I photographed on the end of a leaf. And I actually stacked a few images for this shot because I wanted the antennae in focus and a bit of the wings in focus, because one single frame only had about a quarter or a third of the subject in focus. Because I wasn't using bracketing mode, I had to manually move my camera forwards and backwards to get those frames for the stack. And then obviously I would stack those frames in Zarine Stacker on my computer once I'd finished taking the photos. And this photo is not a crazy shot. I think a lot of the times I leave subjects because I think it's not a crazy shot, but it's still a nice shot and it's different to what I usually photograph. So it's quite refreshing to have a shot like this. And if you know what the subject is, let me know in the comments. I got quite a few single shots as well because it was midday, really hot, and subjects don't really stay still when it's hot and it's midday. You'll be quite lucky to find subjects staying still. So a few single shots I got was this bee. It was on a bit of wood and I was actually about to go and get a stack and then it flew away. It was staying still for probably 20 seconds. Got a few single shots, was about to get a focus stack and then it flew away. But it's still quite a nice shot, I'm still happy with it. I think sometimes depth in your shot with a single shot looks better than a stacked shot. But in this case, there's not much background interest or foreground interest, so it's just on a piece of wood. So I think a stacked shot might have looked better, to be honest. I found this ladybird, which I was trying to get a stack of, and then it started moving. I didn't even notice at the time, but it has all this goo on its face. I'm not sure what it is. I think maybe it was eating an aphid previously and it just left the aphid all over its face. But if anyone knows what that is, let me know. But I reckon it's probably an aphid or something it was eaten before. There's lots of these bugs out the back and I'm not sure what they're called. They look a bit like some sort of shield bug variant. I'm not sure. They have shield bug sort of features, but they're not shield bugs. I don't think they're shield bugs anyway. I'm not sure what it is, but if anyone knows what that is, let me know in the comments. And this subject was running up and down the strand of grass, so I wasn't able to get a stacked shot. I think a single shot shows off the subject well enough anyway. Now, probably my favourite shot from shooting in my garden and out the back over the past few days is this crab spider eating an aphid. The one day I went out, for some reason there was just crab spiders everywhere and I noticed a lot of them were eating aphids. After about 15 minutes of trying to get a photo of one, I managed to get a nice stack of a crab spider eating an aphid. Now because the spider's eating an aphid, it's obviously moving about and I can't get a stack. So I had to wait quite a bit for the spider to stop moving and then get the stack. And if you've ever photographed crab spiders, you know they put their hands up in the air like that when you get close. Yeah, that was a bit of a problem too. I had to be very patient with this shot. But I stuck through and tried to get a nice stack because I knew it would be a shot I've never got before. And it wasn't a perfect stack, it was quite a bit of work to retouch in the end. Obviously it was eating it a little bit and I couldn't, it's not going to stay perfectly still when it's eating. So I had to do quite a bit of retouching around, mainly around the aphid and the mouth of the spider. But it came out quite clean in the end and I'm very happy with how the final images came out. I also managed to find some march flies out the back and I found one which was really still. When it came to doing a stack, the front of the march fly, like the antennae and the front bit of the face, was moving around quite a bit, which I didn't realise at the time. So when it came to stacking it, it was a bit of a mess. That's the main problem with stacking, is you need the subject to be perfectly still. And when something's moving, like one part of the subject's moving, it can be an absolute mess when it comes to stacking. But one subject that usually stays quite still are ladybirds. I managed to get a clean stack of a black and red ladybird. This one was just sitting still on the leaf and I managed to maneuver the leaf so I could get a nice composition. And it didn't even move at all when I was getting the stack or maneuvering the leaf, so this is a very easy shot. It would have been better if it was eating an aphid or something or in a more interesting scene, but it's nice to get a stack like that anyway. Yeah, so there's some images I got in my garden and at the back of my house over the past few days. Yeah, I'll put the rest of the images I took on screen now, the ones I didn't talk about. But yeah, just a quick reflection on this video. Honestly, just 10 minutes out in your garden or anywhere locally, you can find quite a few subjects. I mean, the other day I popped in the garden just with my camera quickly and I managed to get a portrait stack of a bumblebee. Now obviously some people don't have a garden. They might live in an apartment or something. And in that case, you can go to your local park. But if you have a garden, it's, your own personal space. So I'd highly recommend just having a search around your garden. You never know what you're going to find. Yeah, but obviously I'm still going to drive out to places because you can only find certain subjects in certain locations. And it's just nice to get out to a big area rather than be in your garden. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the photos I got over the past few days. Honestly didn't think I'd get some unique shots. The spider eating the aphids, that was a shot I was very happy with. Yeah, but I think the overall message of this video is just get out and shoot. But yeah, I think I'm going to call today's video there. So if you've enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, share, comment, all that stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.